happening? What's happening? What's happening? Hello, everybody. Oh, shit. Give me 2 seconds. Damn. My stick leg. I'm waiting on more people to come in the room. Some of the guest producers that I got that got something to say about this little subject with this Jermaine Dupri thing, and just the subject in general. Just the subject in general. It ain't got nothing to do, I really don't want to concentrate on no negativity. I don't want to even try to, downplay any black man that does anything. But, I just want to address some of the things that was said from that man directed toward me personally. So I'm just waiting for some of these other producers to get in the room. There's some of my people in the room and everything. Ty, what up? And everything. And then I'll give it about 5-10 minutes. Then I'll get started. But like I said, I am not going to make this a JD thing. Not because I'm scared of anybody. Let's get that clear first. Not that I'm scared. Anybody that know me know I ain't got no motherfucking fear in me whatsoever. At all. You know what I'm saying? Ty, what up, Ty? Stro is there. I was waiting on Maestro. I'm waiting on Fingaz supposed to come. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of people coming. Producers that y'all should have known that probably did some of your best records too, and they be in the situation. But, I have to reiterate the fact that, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to wait till the rest of the other producers come in. Everybody that's producing gonna talk, like them come in, and then we make sure the shit rock. I'm just trying to light my cigar, get my drink together, because this gonna be a good conversation and a good live, but we gonna make it shake. And again, I must reiterate for everybody new joining, I'm not gonna make this a thing about Jermaine Dupri, but like I said, and I'm not gonna, try to downplay nobody. But I do have to address the fact when niggas say it's fearing me or something or somebody. You know what I'm saying? And niggas at all the 5 boroughs from New York to LA, I'm solid. Always have been, always will be. And ain't nobody kicking my ass, not one person. I'm 6'5", 200-something pounds. I hold somebody, it'll be a nice situation. All the producers logged in, right? Oh, she said with burner accounts. Ain't that some shit? But y'all know it's gonna be trolls on here too, so this is just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let me first, and I'm gonna start this now because I see some of the producers. Then I'm gonna put everybody in there. What's up, Real? What's up, nephew? So let's do this. Let me first start off, like I said, by saying, is Tone in there? Let me hold on a second. Let me pull somebody in. Maestro or Tone, send a request to me to get in the live. Peace, God. Peace, King. Tiger, what's good? All right, so let me address this thing real quick about the JD situation, then I'm gonna get off of this thing. The first thing though, I was really talking about the subject when I was on Math Hoffa show. That was 8 months ago. You know what I'm saying? That was months ago I did that show. You know what I'm saying? And when I did that show, I did it talking about what's up, Tom?
What up?
So look, just let me finish this out real quick. So when I did the show at Math Hoffa, I did it speaking on my personal experiences with producing some of my records. You know what I'm saying? Then and I was just speaking in general about my experience with some people in the music industry, and then JD's name came up at the end because that was the same era. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want to drag this shit out with him, but none of that shit neither. But first off, I said, "What's my name?" was the record that I, you know what I'm saying, that I produced on. And if he'd have watched the interview, he'd have seen, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't say get at me, dog, because I know Grease did that beat. Like, I know Grease did that beat. And I know, and the other thing about the Rough Rider situation, I was just saying, I was getting ready, because that era was going on, so I was getting ready to say their names, and then I thought about it, and I said, yo, they not producers. They own the record label. They didn't produce their records on any of their songs. They didn't put their names on anybody's credits. They're not producers. Everybody that I named was producers in that era that happened with. You know what I'm saying? So for me saying, I'm gonna say it, for me saying DOY name, I ain't say it because it didn't apply to them. You know what I'm saying? It ain't apply to them. And I know them personally. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying, anybody gonna whip my ass. Nobody. And not throwing no shots at them, but that shit ain't happening from nobody, little nigga, like straight up. And to get off of that part, the other part is, and the other little shot he threw at the X thing, like he don't know these X records. Who don't know X records?
The world knows X records.
The whole world knows X records.
That was just a light cap.
That was a bullshit. Now he was in his emotions.
From 1997 to 2002, X interrupted a lot of people's money and made people uncomfortable and impacted the world. So for him to say that he's a girl, I mean,
it was that little bullshit, the little bullshit emotional shit he said. So I'm just addressing that little bullshit emotional shit about, you know, who I don't know these X records and somebody beat my ass. That would have never happened, my nigga. And everybody know X. Everybody know his legacy and put some respect on his damn name. You know what I'm saying? God bless the dead. But and what he said at the end, he don't know what he doing over. I said, yo, man, the whole subject of the situation was beats. When you produce, if you produce a record, my records I produce by my hands. I didn't have a keyboardist come in. I didn't do none of that other mess. I didn't do none of that. Anybody that know me know that I beat the machines on my own. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't had to. Now, I've done collabs with people, but everybody get their credits for the collabs. You feel me? Like, it ain't about, like, a co-production and we don't do it. So, at the end of the day, like, I was talking in general about actually making the beat, and the beat went out into the public. You know what I'm saying? So, when the shit come out that way, like, he actually validated my point. Yo, he actually validated my point by doing the review video with Brian in the back. With Brian in the video. They in the studio co-producing together. Nigga, you probably need Brian to play the keys for you or some other shit. All that shit, nigga. Like, that's what the subject was. You know what I'm saying? That's what we talking about. Like, he actually validated what I said by doing his review video with another producer that they're working together with in the fucking video. Nigga, you would have been better off doing that shit by yourself, nigga. You've been better off saying something by your motherfucking self. And then on top of it, Brian co-signed what I was saying.
Real shit.
He actually said, yeah, it was a thing that he had to double back talking about, yeah, what? Well, maybe not, it was, but not me. Like, come on, B. And I ain't into try to play dude and none of that shit. I could really give less than a fuck what he got going on and none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I could give less than 2 fucks. What the next nigga eat don't make me shit. You know what I'm saying? But if a nigga gonna say some slick shit, try to play me like, nigga, I don't know you, you don't know me, nigga. You better ask before you say certain shit out your mouth, nigga. Cause this shit can't get like that. The whole funny gangster shit, niggas laughing shit, we don't do that on this side, my nigga. We don't do that. We don't do that from where we from, my nigga. Understand that. And I'm getting off of that subject now. I had to address that first. And that's that. And I don't even want to give this nigga no more energy, man. Like, and all this other shit and the trolling and all that shit, y'all niggas do what the fuck y'all want to do. I can give less than a fuck about y'all too. So, with that note,
next,
let's get down to the businesses. You know what I mean?
Dogmen.
Like the Dogmen and some of these producers. No, but hold on, before we get to Dogmen, because there's other producers that want to talk about their experiences in the situation like that. So I want to bring in. I need Maestro and one of them niggas to request to come in. Oh yeah, then I'm actually gonna write a book about all this shit too. I'm in the process of doing a book. I got the Dogman movie with my nigga Tone right there. He in New York right now. I'm in Miami. We filming the last movie, God Bless the Dead, last movie, Dogman. I'm doing the score and the soundtrack. Tone brought me in to do that. Then I got my NFT company, New Era Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing a book about my career in the music business in the 90s. And I'm starting, see, when niggas talk shit like this nigga talk, and I just gonna touch that again. Nigga talk shit like that nigga talk. Actually, and I don't know if he is or not, but I'm in the process of doing the Henson Academy of Music, Media, and Arts. I'm building my own school to help these dudes produce, teach them how to produce, teach them how to do film, teach them how to edit. Nigga, I'm off to other shit, man. I'm not really, I do beats just for the fun. If Tone wouldn't have called me to go do the thing, I wouldn't even be, stressing it. I got accolades. I done did this already. You know what I'm saying?
25 million. So
25 million. All I got right now, my thing is to start my legacy by building a school. And if anybody wants to learn how the music business behind the scenes so that stuff don't happen to them. Like the reason why I was talking about that is so it don't happen to new producers coming up, new writers, new singers. It's a new era right now. And that's why I started my New Era company and making everything work that way. That's the purpose of this whole shit. It ain't about trying to play a nigga or look funny or talk like nigga. I give less of a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And if nobody like it, if you don't like it, nigga, come see me. I'm not hiding from nobody. Nobody. And I travel. I go everywhere I go on my own. And I get busy on my own. And if we want to talk knuckle game, everybody in New York know my knuckle game been gangster since I was a kid. Knuckle game been incredible since I was a kid. And it still ain't changed. So we could even go on this, you want to do a versus or some other shit. And actually, I think he was just doing that, you know what I'm saying? I think he was just doing that because he know he getting ready to do the shit with Puff. And he needed some promotion. Nobody was talking about this nigga's name, nothing. Nobody can give, frankly, these young kids don't give a fuck about me or him. You feel me? Maestro, request to get in. Oh, there you go. They don't give a fuck about me or him. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, nigga, his name ain't been buzzing for years. He probably went and knew that some shit was getting ready to go down. He getting ready to do the Puff shit. He's had to try to find something online to validate and promote his shit.
Maestro, what up, man?
So why you being a bully, nigga?
What's happening, y'all?
What's up, big bro?
What's happening, man?
What's going on, man?
This my bro Maestro. You know what I'm saying? He produced a lot of records. I'm gonna let him tell you the whole thing, and then Mike start talking about some of the things that you experienced, like what I was talking about on the Mav show.
First say the records.
Yeah, tell me your records, man.
Yeah, I did records with Mary J. Blige. I did records with the whole Dipset. I did records with shit. I got Sicario his deal years ago. Yeah, I remember Sicario that was signed with Angie Martinez. I did 13 joints for that album that never came out. You know what I mean? A whole lot of joints. I was blessed for the big homie Self to take me under his wing because he saw how ill a nigga was.
I gotta cut my stick. I'm here.
You know, shouts to Grease, shouts to the DJ Twins. Like these are niggas that I rock with. I seen a lot of shit. Been in a lot of shit. DJ for a lot of niggas. You know. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was there right myself. I was there for a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And still there.
Well, real cats don't abandon real cats.
Huh?
Real cats don't abandon real cats.
Oh, nah. Self always took care of me.
Yeah.
Self always took care. That's why, like, yo, even to this day, like, Self asked me, like, yo, Mice, come through. I got something for you. Self ain't got to do that, but, you know, Self always look out because, you know, I was always, certain niggas I'm always there for.
That's it.
Certain niggas I'm always there for.
So you
Right,
have any
nigga?
experiences? Hold on, let me get DA's dress in there too. This nigga like this type of thing, even what he even now mind you too, that was 8 months ago we did that show.
Yeah, we did. 8 months.
I don't understand how 8 months now you want to try to like everybody else and they didn't say nothing because it's known as a common factor that shit was happening. You know what I'm saying? I went through it as many other producers went through it. Like, but you want to answer back and try to play me? Don't do that, my man. What's happening, Dress?
You
He got
popped out.
clipped.
Oh, all right. So what happened? You got experience like that too, right, Mike?
I mean, listen.
D Wood.
I got some experiences. You know, I was a young dumb nigga and signed bad contracts, and I learned from the situations. But like I was just saying, thank God I had niggas like you, niggas like the DJ Twins, niggas like Self to hold me down. You know what I mean? Pardon me. I said niggas like you, niggas like Grease, the Twins.
Yeah.
Niggas that saw.
Shout out to Greece too.
Yeah, shouts to Grease.
Like oh yeah, the Greece.
I've had
Somebody
I've
say
had niggas I've had niggas take beats of mine.
fingers. Get in here, fingers, please.
Mr. Fingaz.
Request to get in, fingers.
An
There you
upcoming
go.
producer can move smarter by getting a lawyer.
Oh, that's shock. That's shocking.
Oh no, let Shock in. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
Let Shock in.
I just let shock. I just sent this shot.
What's up, my brother?
What's up, everybody? What's up, Self?
Shock,
Maestro.
what's happening?
What's
Hey
up,
yo,
bro?
for those that don't know this dude, that's the man behind probably one of DMX's most important records, Slippin'. Salute Shock.
Salute, everybody. Yo, Self, you know what? I don't think I ever told you. I was there when Gotti played that beat.
Oh, at the studio?
Yeah, we were at Hit Factory. We were in Miami, the Hit Factory in Miami, and he came in and he played the beat. And that joint was like an immediate, it set the room on fire immediately.
Yeah.
Like it was
Like
just like, and then everybody knew like how X was gonna damage that record like
yeah.
instantly, and it happened real fast too. It happened fast.
Yeah, I mean, I told the story on how I got the record placed over there. It went through Irv. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It went
yeah,
through Irv. Definitely went through Irv. And I'm not here to bash nobody, but it went through Irv. But the part is when the record come up or people talk about it, and that's the real elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is you could produce with somebody with a bigger name,
yep.
and you produce with them, and if they got a bigger name, majority of the time people think that they did it when it come out.
And
Whether your credits is on there or
yeah,
if your credits not on there.
and that's the worst thing. It's like I think that they take advantage, of those situations because they have the more known name. They're the one that people are reaching out to for the business. Like
Right.
for example, he brought it in, so he's the one who
Yeah, that's
they
the
knew.
producer that's slipping.
Okay, he brought it in, and then so they have a
Facts.
lot of leeway to do something shady because they're the ones being contacted. They're the ones doing the initiating agreements. When the
Right.
label is saying who wrote this, they're calling them.
Yeah, they calling them. They
So
not calling the actual. And we do the
Yep.
hard work. It's not
Exactly.
easy creating from scratch, right?
Nope.
So you sit in your studio and you trying to create something from scratch, and you make a record, and then you let somebody hear it, and then they say, okay, they want to fuck with it, and then they take it, and then the next thing you know is theirs. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and it's a common thing. That like there's a difference between like the superstar producers. Like I would say, like me, you and Maestro, we made dope records.
Right.
Like we've done hit records, and a lot of people like, especially like someone like me, may not even know the records I did. So we play this background role, and it's funny too because like during the culture, guys like Premier were like my inspiration, and Premier always played the back. Even like back to Mantronic, even though Mantronic was like they did artwork with Mantronic. He kind of played the back, and like that's the hip hop I came from. To like the producer, the DJ, like you're in the front, but you're like kind of also in the back, like pushing the artist to the front. And like that's why I always thought it was cool to play the background. But then, years later, because it's also like my normal personality to play the background.
Right.
Those people who are more like outspoken, who want to be in the spotlight, who want to like dance and stuff like that, they get that like attention. And then instead of doing the right thing, it's very tempting, and which is what they usually do. Instead of being like self-did this joint, you know what I'm saying? Like just being real about it.
Just being humble.
Who wrote it? Just say, hey, he wrote it. That's him. Like I've been in situations, I mean, where like Swiss, for example, spit these bars. A lot of people think he did that record because he did the hook, but I produced that record, and then he came in as an artist. He sang the chorus on it, so it makes people think, oh, that's Swiss track, right?
Right.
And then even years later, what he ended up doing was he redid it, interpolated it, like for a song called Street Knock with A$AP Rocky, and Our Music produced it, and Swiss Beats was the artist. They interpolated it, and they didn't even actually, what's crazy, Maestro? Because I wasn't paying attention to music. Maestro is actually the one who went and told me. He was like, "Yo, did you know that they redid Spit These Bars?" And like I wasn't like around 2012. I was like in a different direction. I wasn't even listening to music at all.
Yo, I hit Shock up like, yo, Shock, did you get your credit on this, or did you hear this? Because they blatant, they blatantly. I'm like, yo, this is my shit though, but they blatantly, they blatantly took your shit, or they flipped your shit. Shock never heard it. Mind you, the shit been out for like about a year,
at least, or more than that probably. But that's what I mean. It's like a thing of integrity. It's like why
integrity.
They get this like light on them, and it's tempting. It's mad tempting. I get it, And even in the business part, a lot of times, which is us producers, we struggle with getting payments and things like that, because all the people the people who have the light shining on them, it's so easy the way the game is structured for them to take advantage of anyone, because the light is shining on them and everyone's asking them, everyone's pointing at them. And it's very easy because people assume, like a lot of people assume, like, for example, me, right, in that room, Irv comes with the dat, he puts it on, like, I don't know no better. I'm thinking maybe he did it, right? So it's a perception that they go out there and they work with it. You know what I mean? They work with it.
I'm trying to let DL in.
It's only 4 at a time.
Mice, jump out quick. Let me let DL in. It ain't let me put more than people in.
Yeah, you can only do 4 at a time.
All right, Mice, let it jump out. I'll bring you back in.
All right, bet.
All right.
We gotta do a clubhouse.
Yeah, we gotta do a clubhouse.
A video clubhouse.
So Shock, like, even today, and the crazy thing about the thing I went through with Jermaine Dupri, jump back on. What's up, yo?
Yeah.
What's good? He even responded back on. Like, ever since that went viral and went on Shade Room and all that, there's people now in the comments, and a nigga just sent me something about a Diamond D record with JD.
Wow.
What's good, fellas?
What's good?
Up,
like that people think JD did it, but the nigga Diamond D did it. You know what I'm saying?
They don't say anything. That's the thing. They don't clarify it, and then
it's
just it's like accepted. It's just the way.
But that limelight is a drug, man.
Right.
Limelight is a drug. Motherfuckers gotta have that spotlight or that limelight. They want to be seen so bad.
I'll take 5 watts, bro. Be good.
Yeah, man, I'm good. Just have integrity, do good business.
Yes, I'm walking to a wall. That's all I care.
Honestly, I wouldn't be mad about anything if my light stayed low, but I just got my credit and I got my payments. That's all I really want. The light can stay dim, but and then I get the satisfaction, of making a hit record, getting paid. I don't need to necessarily be in the spotlight, but the thing is, I feel like they take it too far. It's like that's not enough.
Yeah.
Well,
I have a spotlight, but give the credit in.
Let me chime in. I think back in the days, it was looked at as you was paying your dues. If you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, you came up under another producer, you know, it's kind of like you paying your dues. But like you said, you mentioned something earlier about integrity. I mean, it is what it is. A lot of us help build a lot of empires that people don't know. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's important to give people their flowers, man. That's what we hear about, right?
Right. And it's crazy to
keep them flowers. Give them their money.
And it's crazy to see motherfuckers go on Drink Champs and go on Drink Champs, go on Vlad, they go on all these things and don't mention the niggas that, you know what I'm saying, that put them into their situation.
Yeah.
Like, you supposed to at least, like, it's just an integrity thing, but it's some real sucker shit on the low, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then, you know, niggas like us that take it on the chin and just keep moving. Like with me, I just keep my day 5 shit happening. And that's that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to be fucking with all the sucker shit and what these niggas be having going on and all that. It's cool, man. Look, you need people to validate your existence, my nigga.
Yeah.
And you need people like us that validate your existence, because we the ones behind the scene that's making you look good.
So what was JD's I wasn't understanding, like he was trying to say basically he didn't, like he never did that. Is that his point?
What he was really trying to say was he didn't do that. He never did that. But since that post, it's been coming out. And if anybody know the history, they know that the history, and this is public domain information.
Right.
It's history with crisscross that we heard shit. Everybody heard shit for years.
Right.
And I wasn't like pinpointing, but I was bringing them because that's an era. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was in that era that I was talking about in general. And it was happening there. Brian Michael Cox said it in his live.
Right.
He said it. He said, yeah, it was something that was going on back then. And it was, my nigga. Like, if you did it, like I said, he'd have been better off not saying nothing. Because now people coming out.
Right. Now the light is on him.
Now the light is on you, B. I didn't mean to put it on you. I did that shit 8 months ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, where did that come from? Yeah.
Nigga, out of nowhere, I ain't do that.
My beard was this big when I did that. I gotta go down,
yeah, my beard was like, I had winter clothes on, nigga. I got peach on now in the backyard, nigga. I ain't do that shit this last week and no shit. You know what I'm saying? These niggas though, but like, and the people that's on here that really probably in the position, ever be in the position that we went through, like, this is for y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is to try to help y'all to not avoid some of the bumps in the road by happening shit like this. Look, at the end of the day, too, when all these credits going to the Herbs and everybody else, with my records, it was going to other niggas. Niggas taking part of my publishing. My kids couldn't eat.
Yeah.
Money going to you that was supposed to be, I need to be feeding my family with, that I put that work in for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so at the end of the day, you didn't give a fuck about whether you was taking food out of my kid's mouth or my family mouth. They don't really care. So why should I care about saying a name? If it's true, too. If it's actually true.
I mean,
like, you can look it up.
The only difference between, I guess, me and you, Self, was that I actually signed that contract. I signed the contract with Herb. So
yeah, I never signed, look, I remember that.
Yeah.
I never signed a Murder Inc. contract. So in order for him to take part of my publishing, it should have been an agreement, a contract agreement with me and Murder Inc.
Yeah.
There's no contract with me and Murder Inc. at all.
Yeah.
Wow. See, DL signed the contract. And DL, Fingaz, like a lot of niggas that was behind that shit, Fingaz, Little Rob, fucking DL, fucking Red. Niggas was behind that, the music that made that shit shake. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy?
It's just not fair that these niggas don't get no recognition.
What's crazy is, like, everybody here right now, like, for example, I signed a contract, right? And then they didn't honor the contract. I went to court for many years. I won, and I'm in court again to collect. Now you have someone else who didn't even sign, yourself, you didn't, and then they still figured out a way to grab the money. So it's like, one
to grab my shit without telling me.
That's what I mean. So it's like, what's crazy is, like, I hate to be like, I mean, I feel like things can improve and things should, and you have to think positive. But really, at the end of the day, I'm glad
Yeah,
I
he
said that
was.
word integrity, because it's like, yo, you know what? Something just popped in my head from a legend, and rest in peace, Chris Lighty. He said something to me
Right.
once. I mean, he used to give me some bomb
Right.
ass talks.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when I left from Lighty, it was like he always made me feel better. And like
Tone,
he said something to me,
hold
and
on,
he was
real
yeah,
quick.
go ahead.
Tone, let me let Reb in real quick, and I'll pull
Go
you
ahead.
back in when we talk about the dog man. Just
Sure.
don't go nowhere. All right.
All right.
All right. Hold on, y'all.
Hmm?
Because Fingaz trying to get in. You got to X out the live, Tone.
I got it.
All right. Let me let Fingaz in, man.
Yep.
Fingaz.
Peace.
Good, yo.
What's good, my boy?
There you go.
L right
Let
there.
the Fingaz.
Facts back.
My code D right there.
What's good?
We got
What's up?
together.
Yeah, man. I mean, all like you know, and Shock was in a whole nother camp, but we all experienced that murder camp. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So, you know, I don't, you know, like I said, I don't want to. I'm not here to bash nobody or nothing, but we just gonna talk about we talking about our experiences. That's it.
Nah,
And
I
it's
like
our truth.
it's 20 years ago. Yo, through God's grace, I still made records after that.
Right. Me too.
Records today. I teach. I do mad stuff, Biggs. I got
Right.
so despite what I went through, I still made it. So that's a testimony right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Amen.
it is.
So
Yes, it
Survival.
is.
I mean, whatever I went through with that. And also, even though I'm gonna speak truth, I'm not trying to kick nobody while they down, because I know dude been a lot, you know what I'm saying? And obviously it looked like something mentally going on with him also. So, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of how I feel and my personal problems I had with him 20 years ago, I still wish him well and
Yeah,
best.
absolutely.
Right.
Because,
Me too.
you
Me
know
too.
what I'm saying? And he was young, and he probably made some mistakes that maybe he might think differently about now.
Yeah. Right.
Because of how he acts still. Because I can't judge how somebody is 20 years from now. I haven't spoken to that man in 20 years. So I don't know where he is. I know that I'm not the person that I was 20 years ago also.
Yeah. Me neither. Right.
Yeah, same here.
Right.
So I don't know how much he's grown, how much he's not grown. But I can only talk about the experience I had with him. And it was great because I had to be able to showcase my skills. Because I also, like you said, I'm not about that light. Be anybody that know me, I'm putting it back.
Right.
I am a producer. I was an artist back in the days, and yo, just looking at Michael Jackson's life, I'm like, I don't want that.
Right. Right. That's a lot.
Right. I want to play ball in the park and nobody know who I am. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to make my music, and I wanted to touch people, and that was my whole vision going over there. Like I didn't want to even make DL know this. Like he know really, I ain't really know hip hop dude. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I know that too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even though
Coming in
I'm
with the keys. He's coming in with the keys.
Yeah, that
man.
nigga get busy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, I mean, I'm a hip hop dude because I grew up in it and I love it too. But I'm gonna put it like this. I love hip hop. I don't love rap music today. You know what I'm saying? The difference between hip hop and rap music. And I believe that we were the beginning of rap music losing MCing. But like, as far as taking credit for things, absolutely. Like, and what I would say to Irv is that tell me what sounds DL used on one of the records that he did.
Ooh, right.
Tell me what sounds I used on Holla Holla. What sound module it was?
What sounds?
What sounds did I use? What instruments were I using? What was I using? What chord progressions were in the songs? How do you play that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. In the 3 or 4 years that I was around Irv, which we know we was there together every single day in the studio every day. Hit Factory, yo, Sony, you name it. We in the studios every day with dude. All 3, 4 years of that, I never seen dude touch one keyboard, one drum machine, nothing. Yo, And then I see other producers that's super producers, which I hate that term. Now I know some people.
Yeah. But I only do it for the gram.
Like flying away, fuck that shit. But like, because it's not about that. Producers are supposed to play the background. We're supposed to push the artist forward, and that's why I don't want to sound right. Like you don't know if I got something out right now. You don't know I got something out right now because that's right. The challenge is always being something different and moving the needle somewhere like to a different way and sounding different. I want to be able to sound like Teddy Riley and then all sound like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and then sound like the next day. Confusing, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to give the artists what they want. But he definitely was trying to take credit for even in a situation. I'll give you a story. One time we were in LA. This is a true story. I'm in LA and Holla Holla is popping and all that. So we go see the Mizzer. He's the radio program director over at 106 back in the day. So we sitting there talking. He's like, "Yo, that Holla Holla beat is crazy, son. You can't." He's like taking all the credit for it. And so
you right there.
I'm not no thug B, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a man, you know what I'm saying? And like taking all in front of me. And like, listen, I don't need shine, but every human being wants acknowledgement. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if you work for something. If you did the work, just give my credit.
There's principalities of it. Like, don't take the credit for something that you didn't do. So like, he goes to Mizzer and he's like going off like, yeah, yo, I did that, da. And I hit him and I'm like, yo, what's good? He's like, oh, yo, this is my man Fingaz. Yo, he helped me with Holla Holla. Now, that's what he literally said in front of my face. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a young dude, so you just take that, you go with that. It's like, but it got worse and worse, and it got worse and worse. But
now I remember Tom Fingaz. Do you remember we was in the tunnel when when the record really popped, and I think it was just me and you. You know, we was going for a celebration with the whole camp. You remember that? Right. And it was like, it was no acknowledgement with us at all.
None.
Zero. Like,
none.
You know what I'm saying? But we got our own bottles. We was doing our own shit. Like,
I'm gonna tell you the best thing. The best thing was, it was just an aura of don't talk to the artist, don't build a relationship.
Yeah, you couldn't even build a relationship.
It's like he frowned upon you making that relationship with the other artists. So it's like, yo, what you talking to him for? And he shut that conversation down. Like if you start, because what happened was after time, you keep bringing your equipment up there and you're the one that's laying the beats down. You're the one that's giving suggestions, because I heard other producers, other super producers say, well, yo, they just beat makers. Bro, I'm far from a beat maker.
Far from beat makers.
Than most producers that you know, because here I play all the instruments, I give the vocal arrangements, I help with the lyrics while you sleeping somewhere in the back.
Right. Or so fucking with hoes.
I'm the one that's doing all this stuff. I'm your favorite producer's favorite producer because they call me to go help them with their beats. I mean, sonically help. I'm talking about drums, even on a keyboard player. Everybody know I get, because everybody used to make fun of my drums. So that's a challenge to me. Oh,
you stepped your drums up though. You stepped your drums up.
Yeah, you stepped them joints up crazy. But look, even
so I put my beat in and like musically it's crazy, but his joint smacking. I'm like, nah, I gotta set my drums up. I'm like,
but even in defense of the reason why we all here now of the JD shit, everybody know JD make beats.
Right.
He make beats.
Yeah.
A nigga can never take that from him.
Nah,
the issue is, and even in the little thing where Brian is in the back, the point is, if him and Brian do a record and it go through So Def, who is the world and who is everybody gonna say made that record?
Made it.
Even though Brian got a name for himself.
I got another point.
Even though he got a name for himself and he's an ill producer. He's ill. They gonna say it's him.
So listen. What do you think about, and this is one of my favorites.
Well, shout out to Danger.
All times, huh?
Danger was doing a lot of that Timberland stuff. Like when Timberland, like his drums changed and all that.
So listen, I got a good topic. What do you think about Dr. Dre? He's the GOAT. He's the favorite of all time. But I know a lot of dudes that used to do a lot of those beats. So it's not to downplay Dre or put Dre down in any old kind of way, because he's the GOAT. He's one of my
favorites.
He nice.
He's one of my favorites. But I know Butter and Mailman and a lot of them other dudes was doing a lot of those beats back in the day. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's nothing to take away from the homies, but I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing, bro.
It was that era. It was that era, and I think it was the music business. It was the music business back then.
Right.
When you had them labels and the producers, like, and we got to remember too, a producer owned Murder Inc. A producer owned Puffy.
Yeah,
Okay, we know the Hitman was the shit.
Right.
We know that. But, you know, when producers own the label, it automatically looks like the producer that owned the label did all the music.
Right.
You feel me? And the thing is, we got these drink champs, and that's why I like Math. Math, my nigga, man. Because Math said, yo, OG, you need to come on here and just talk your truth. Because it's dudes like us that drink champs might not call.
Right.
They talking about giving flowers to niggas. What about the niggas that really deserve it, like a Shot?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like a Fingaz, like a Lil Rob.
Yeah, definitely.
Like DL, like me. Like,
not Lil Rob, because without Lil Rob, I wouldn't have a career. You know
right.
Yeah, shout out to Lil Rob, man. That's my guy, man.
Lil Rob is the truth. Yo, like, Lil Rob plays multiple instruments also. Yo, I'm going to shout out the dude that came after me, Seven. You know what I'm saying? Like, Seven.
Yeah.
Yo, Seven was dope. You know what I'm saying?
But wasn't Seven in JD camp too?
I know he was down.
With
he was down
Scarface.
something like that.
I think Rap a
You
Lot.
never hear about that, neither.
Yeah, Rap
Yeah,
a
I
Lot,
think
right?
he was with Rap a Lot.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so he
I
was talented.
I believe.
He was talented. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
like,
but Dre is a different animal because Dre gave a lot of niggas credit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Dre did. You know what I'm saying? But that's still the issue of, you know, if I did a record with Dre, people gonna think Dre did it.
yeah, I think that's
It's the bigger name.
But
it's the bigger name.
It was easier back in the days because you could actually read credits. So that was an advantage for me, I know at least.
Yeah.
Because I can actually still walk in an office and I can have my credits up there and I have schools or whatever that I had on me.
That's what's happening with me now. The same shit. I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so we kind of got lucky like that. But there's some other people that didn't even get their names on stuff like that.
That's even worse.
Hey, it's an ongoing joke between all of us behind the scenes Murder Inc. niggas that I'm the only nigga that escaped.
We talk about it all the time. We talk about it all the time.
I'm the only nigga that escaped the contract.
Well,
the infamous contract.
Nah, you're lucky. You're lucky, dude. You're lucky, dude.
I like yo.
Yeah, because most of my other records, I got my credits on. Everything I went through Murder Inc. from the Ja Rule and Jay-Z to Ja Rule, 6 Feet Underground, the Fat Joe record I placed, went through Irv. He put his name on every single one, bro. And I brought them tracks to the studio, and Chris learned them and placed them. Look, nigga can't get mad at the truth, bro.
That's all it is. It's not no bashing. This ain't no bashing session.
No, it ain't bashing. Or clout chasing. Right.
Yeah.
It ain't none of that. Niggas just want to tell their truth. And everybody keep thinking, the world think is everybody is their truth, but it's more behind the scenes, man. Like
not to justify like what was happening, but it's crazy because, you know, I'm a Rough Rider producer, and like I could almost could be replaced by Grease in this little pip thing here. You know, I could see PK down there, and I could see like Teflon, and it's like, you know, Grease escaped. He never signed the contract. Like I'm hearing echoes of my experience. You know what I mean? Like Teflon was dope on keys. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's so similar, and this was the standard operating procedure at that time. So like there's so many levels to this. Like a producer technically doesn't have to touch a keyboard. Let's be honest. You know, technically, to get the producer credit. But this is the other thing too that I want to mention. We're in hip hop, so there is this level of integrity, just like lyricists should write their lyrics in hip hop. I feel like I, as a producer, you know, coming from, you know, like as a little kid, you know, I was around the early days of hip hop in the 80s, and that's what made me love hip hop, you know, all the way from like Soul Sonic Force up and up, you know, as a little kid, and breaking and everything. And like it changed, and then everybody jumped in. And one of the things I wanted to mention too, when I was talking about Chris Lighty, because he, you know, rest in peace, was from that era, and he told me something that blew my mind one day. and he said, you know what? I don't have contracts with nobody. I don't have a contract with Busta. He said, I don't have and he started throwing names out. I'm like, what?
Right.
You know, like you're doing these $1 million deals. He's the guy who got everybody into Hollywood, into movies, and he's doing this big stuff. And he doesn't have contracts with his guys at Violator. He told me. I mean, this is what he said. And let's specifically, he said Busta. And that goes back to, because you know what? You were robbed in one way, Self. I was robbed in a whole different way. I signed my contract. I was okay with giving up part of my pub. I was okay with what I signed. I had a lawyer. I didn't go in blind. And then they didn't even give me that. They gave me zero. So it's like, that's a whole nother way. So then you have the other way of getting robbed where sometimes people we don't even know cast out nets on our publishing for international royalty. So we're going to, no matter what.
That's a whole nother conversation.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't mean to get too, heavy, but my only point is, at the end of the day, this is what I'm trying to say. Lighty was right. It's about the people, the integrity, and like being a man. And when someone pulls up and says, yo, that record is dope, he did it. Point at the guy. He did that record. That's my man. You know what I mean? Like Busta did that for me before. You know, like one time I was in the studio and someone was saying something, and he was like, yo, what are you talking about? That's Shock. He's the one who gave birth to Rod Digger with Imperial, and like he started, you know what I mean? That's what we should do for each other as a matter of love, integrity, and the essence of hip hop. You know, as a kid, what I learned was don't bite. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you had a move and you were breaking, you don't bite. If you had a style, if you wrote graffiti, like my tag not supposed to look like your tag. I could vibe off of you, but I gotta do something different with my S. So I gotta put some of me in it. And biting wasn't cool. And like I like what you said earlier. You were like, it went from hip hop to rap, and it is you have a good point, because hip hop, like biting was like, yo, you crazy. Like that's the most sucker thing you could do. Biting was worse than anything, and it was about art, integrity. That's why I feel like we come from hip hop, so that's why it bothers us, because I feel like the creative people would never do that to somebody. Like I would never, like I could never say that I did a beat somebody did, because I know, like I'm pretty guaranteed everybody here, like that's not even a thought to any of us, because we know what it takes to make one. We know the process. We know how many times we hit and miss. And when you finally hit, for God's sakes, I was making beats since I was 15. You know what I'm saying? I'm 47 years old. It wasn't a lucky thing that happened. It was hard work, dedication. None of it came easy. And when I finally get it popping, to bury me underneath, like every camp has a Swiss, a Dre, a Gotti, and you bury all these people who build that person up. And worst of all, don't even pay them. Honestly, like I wouldn't have even voiced my opinion. I wouldn't have run to court. I'm in a different career now. I would not even be thinking about this, but just send me, you know what I'm saying? Like just pay what you said you would pay, like at least.
Right. Well, at the end of the day, we just trying to shine light to some of the things that and help people. I know Fingaz got the school. Shock, you one of the only niggas that actually won a court case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
with the situation.
A professor in a university wrote us to get the documents. They're teaching about it in a class. It's a big deal. I'm doing a documentary, which I hope, any of you guys, I would love for you to be in and talk your story. I'm writing a book like you.
Yeah.
About my whole story. I mean, we lived through some things, and the truth is, like, I don't want to get too deep, but even my childhood prepared me to keep my mouth shut with people being bullies and deal with things. And like, I was able to navigate this industry because my childhood was, 100%. So it helped me to know how to deal with those type of situations, keep your mouth shut, know what to do, when not to talk, because I knew that, at the same time, you could get the plate snatched from you. It could happen, so you gotta like, all right, I'm working on a mambo beat. I submit it. Next day, Swiss is doing a song with pun and cheek with a mambo beat. I can live with that. You know what I'm saying? It's messed up, but I can live with that. I feel like a lot of these people went a little bit too far. It was like, you know, I can accept those little hits here and there as paying dues, but when you just when you want my whole bag, it's like, come on, man. Like, now you're going too far. You can't take the whole bag. It's not right.
But yo, is there any other producers or anybody that want to get on this live and talk about their experience before? Because I only had this set for an hour. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely took up a lot of time, so I'm happy to drop
Shock,
by if anybody.
thank you, Shock. Let me just let somebody else in quick if they come in.
All right,
and Shock, we gonna network later.
Absolutely, man.
All right, my nigga. All right.
Peace. Let me get out of it.
Yeah, shout out to Bust, because he's the only person that shouted me out on the record also.
No, Bust always been gangster with his shit though. You know what I'm saying? He never been on no fuck shit.
Yeah.
Like,
only thing about the Buster situation is my man Buddha and them. They didn't get their love for.
So Jay, request to get in the live, Jay.
For Put Your Hands With My Eyes Can See, that joint.
Right.
Buddha and Mello, God bless.
We about to talk about Dogman right soon as this next part.
Okay. Yeah. So, but other than that, I don't think that was Buster's fault. You know, I think they didn't know what they were doing, so they didn't really get the credit for that record, which is one of his biggest records.
I know somebody today, since that whole shit with the JD shit came out, like I said before, somebody shout out, what's the dude name? And I just like, this shit just been opening doors. My phone ain't stopped since that little JD shit, but this shit crazy. And I don't like Fame like that.
Nah, he felt the way about. He felt the way about that.
I don't like that shit. Oh wait. Damn, I don't want. Ooh wee, this could get ugly. But let's get it ugly. So I don't want, you know, I just want to make sure that this could get ugly right now. That's DJ Sage.
Sage, what up?
What's goody? Finger.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm in the building.
Uh-oh. Oh, Lord. Fingaz, you know Sage?
You know I got history.
Nah, we never met.
Sage, that
Fingaz, we met before.
We met before?
Yes, years ago. After you did Holla Holla.
Oh, okay. How you been?
I used to be with Rockwall all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Shout out to Rock, man. Shout out to Rock too, man. Shout out to my man True Styles that did
Shout out to True Styles, Rock. Sage, tell a little bit about your story real quick, man.
Oh, I got a lot of. Let me see.
That's what I said. This could get ugly. This could get ugly.
It could get ugly
with
certain stories. But I feel you, Fingaz, because I'm gonna tell you, me and Irv talk.
Hey DL, let me let somebody else in. I'll bring you back.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sage.
Me and Irv talk, Fingaz, right when he was doing what he was doing.
Right.
Because Irv lived 4 blocks from me.
Okay. Right. Alice.
So I know Irv very well.
Right.
I was doing a lot of things that was in the industry already. I didn't need nobody help. I was the forefront for a lot of dudes that came up behind me. But I did it humbly and quietly. You know what I mean? I ain't no loud dude. I ain't got to be. Whatever I did spoke for itself. It put me in certain positions. I was like, yo, Irv, why don't let me get down? Let me eat with you. His thing was, I can't, Sage. You know too much. I'm getting these niggas.
What?
That was his words to my ears.
No, that makes sense. That definitely sounds like something he would say.
That's why he never put me down. And I did a lot of favors for him before he came out.
Mm.
A lot of positions where he's at was because of a handout or a conversation piece.
Mm.
A simple conversation can put somebody on the next level.
Jimmy,
and
get in.
Been a lot
Request
of those,
to get in, Jimmy. Request to get in.
There's been a lot of those that put him in another level.
Another coach.
I mean, I'm proud of where he at. You know what I mean? He did it hustling. He did it hustling and
Kendricks,
being a sociopath. Because you can't get nowhere in life without not giving a fuck about nobody else.
Right.
When you look at all the people that really do it, they do it because they don't give a fuck about nobody. They just gonna do it. They gonna take what's theirs. They believe it's theirs. You just got to stand on your 10 toes down and hold your own.
Facts.
Protect what's yours.
Absolutely.
I'm about to put Jimi Kendrix in.
Okay.
I ain't see Jimmy. How you doing, baby?
What's good, y'all?
We go back
What's good? How y'all doing, man?
Okay.
That's that Queens get that money right there, boy.
Hey, first off, when this shit happened, I called Jimmy. I said, yo, I need you on this live. And Jimmy was like, nigga, let's do it. But he also said something that's very important, and we'll talk about it in a second. He said, we need to start a producers union. Jimmy, he's talented as fuck. He done been in this game for forever. I'm gonna let him talk his shit, but all I know is from this, when that shit happened with the JD shit, and he said what he said, me and my team, like I got, and let me plug my little record situation. I got a new company called New Era Entertainment, and we only doing NFT drops. So we cutting out the middleman. No middleman. We going straight to your fans and doing the situation. So when I consulted my team, they said, yo, motherfucker JD came at you. They said, yo, we need to do self-Sunday service, at least to start it. That's why I name it the Sunday service, self-Sunday service. So every Sunday, I want to be able to come on with different producers. We can always come back and we can build on our own. If they don't want to give it to us, we can get it on our own through NFTs and blockchains. And the other thing too is back in the days, nigga, if the nigga says something, it was usually in the source, and if they said something, you couldn't refute it, or they could blackball you.
Right.
Today, ain't no blackballing, B.
Ain't no blackballing now. It's open.
I'm on the blockchain, nigga. Stop that. You ain't stopping me. You can't stop me. So I don't give two fucks if you don't like what I said on my truth. So that's why I want brothers to come on and speak their truth, because it's not like back in the 90s. They would, like, I think all y'all remember I had the Artist Amazing. That's my nigga.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And Amazing happened to knock somebody else out in the music industry, and then they blackballed him and me. I wasn't even there, but they blackballed him and me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, and it took years to kind of recover, but in today's day and time, these younger kids don't give two fucks.
It's true.
About me, about none of us. They want to know what you're doing now and moving forward.
Right,
it's true.
But our experiences can help them move forward. So that's why it's important for us to every Sunday come on at 7 and we do this shit and niggas talk their truth. Until I could get it planned out for a big forum and we can all meet and get on the stage and do the whole shit, because that's the end result. But they can't stop us at this point. So even with the JD shit, I don't care what you thought you was doing by refuting what I said. You thought you was hurting me? No, brother, not at all. You know what I'm saying? And let me let Jimmy talk, man, because I could go on.
Oh no, man. Well, first though, I'm glad that you even open up this type of conversation for our community, meaning producers, writers, singers, engineers, musicians. If you really think about how the industry runs and how it moves, I mean, it starts with music. It starts with a melody. It starts with someone creating a vision for someone to be able to take it from there. And it's so sad that for decades, I mean, years, the industry has just kind of handed us their leftovers. You know what I mean? When there was no record to begin with, before we did what we did, and for a community such as ours, it's sad that we're so underrepresented.
Yes,
underrepresented. You're dealing with the label, then you're dealing with art with lawyers who are friends. They're all in bed together.
Yes.
I mean, they will never fully tell you or ruin their relationship with another lawyer for you. So they'll keep certain things and certain clauses in which makes such a big difference in those royalties and things that we get. And then, you're dealing with those like, the Puffies and the Urs who, they have a certain way of doing what they do, which is it's just outright. It's just what it is. They give it to you. You know, you can take it or leave it. You know what I mean? And it's
Right.
just like, man,
It is that take it or leave it mentality. That take it or leave it mentality is foul. But like what I said, it's definitely a new era.
Yes, that's all been removed at this point. You know what I mean? You know, with it's funny how the other day when I saw a post with Diddy talking about R&B is dead, and then I seen a comment underneath where they said, yeah, all them contracts that you had with your artists, and you know, it was hilarious. But you know, a lot of that situation, how the label was run, has been ran that way for many years, and now it's catching up because the internet, social media, information, it's all caught up at this point. So now it's like there's no excuse. The thing we had to do was look for the information or search. The kids now have it in their hands. You know what I mean? The one thing they don't have, which connects the two, is the stories. Because you know you're dealing with these young artists, producers. They're researching stuff. Like they're like the best reporters. Like I told Sal yesterday, they're some of the best reporters now that you see on social media and on YouTube. You know, you see things happening in the streets. You see them. I'm reporting live from Joe Bob's podcast, and they don't figure it all out. You know, so it's like the gift, the information, and knowledge is right there. They just don't have the mentorship. They don't know the black and white, which is the educational piece. You know, that's all been phased out. And the labels never want producers such as us to get next to these producers and these singers and songwriters because they know there'll be a big problem. You know, which is what made me think about having a union. I would love to pay a dues towards a union or community where I know some producer or some writer will be able to feed his family, you know, for a certain amount of months while he's down. You know what I mean? Or healthcare, insurance. That shit, we don't have none of that in this industry. We don't got none of that. If we done, we done. You know what I mean? You go to a job, they protect you, dental, you know, IRA, this, that. We have nothing to protect us. Yet we're the backbone and the foundation of this industry. So it's like at a point like now, we've got to be able to stand on whatever we're going to do, and let's put our foot down because whatever we do now will affect the industry and our community for years and years to come. Somebody got to be first. So I'm all in. I'm trying to get with these young people.
We gonna put it together. You know, hopefully maybe this was a blessing in disguise that what happened because you know all y'all brothers been my brothers forever, and there's brothers that's been, and we know brothers that's producers from the Midwest, from LA, from everybody that this has happened to. You know what I'm saying? That and maybe it's a blessing in disguise that maybe we could come together and pull some of these brothers together and start that type of situation without the monopolizing, without people, the big industry monopolizing the situation where we don't get no say so or anything to go with it. So like at the end of the day, man, I just wanted to shed some light on that.
I feel
let me just let one other nigga in Fingaz. I'ma holler at you, all right?
I'll holler at you later on. Peace.
All right. My nigga Fingaz, thank you, man. Love you, my nigga.
Good to see you,
no doubt.
Good to see you.
Likewise.
Peace.
Myself.
All right. These mosquitoes is killing me back here. Yeah, that's the only thing about Florida, boy. Once the sun starts going down, these mosquitoes get on the bullshit, man.
Yes, sir.
Let me let Don Ryder in real quick. And then I want niggas to talk about what they got going on in the future and how we could, you know what I'm saying, move forward. You know what I'm saying? We gave enough to this that part already. And we'll touch it, I guess, next week. I'll have everybody back again. But I would love to get little Baby J, you know what I'm saying, and the rest of them in this joint too.
Nice.
So next week, hopefully I'm gonna do this every week, 7 to 8. And just have y'all brothers come on and niggas just talk about what they got to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Church.
I'm trying to get, anybody else trying to get in? If not, I'm going to let Sage talk about what he got going on. Fingaz talk about what he going on. Anybody want to talk about what they going on, text it. If you're not in here, then I'm going to bring Tone back so we can talk about our movie. Sage, let everybody know what you got going on right now.
Yeah, right now, I just got back in the world again. I got Beat Minus Radio on Fridays.
Nice.
I play a lot of 90s, early 2000s, that era, that zone, because there's so much records that was put out. B-sides to records, not joints that was on the radio. I'm playing B-side, album cuts, anything that I hear in my ear that was hot, that deserved to get played, I'm just playing it. I don't care. I'm having fun doing it too.
Right.
Nice. Oh.
Because a lot of those records was hot that nobody got no light shine on.
Right.
So I'm just loving it, man. I'm finding a lot of new records I bypassed over the years. It's like, oh shit, word, they had that on that album? Okay.
Hey,
I'm playing.
my man Don Ryder just got in, man. Let him speak his
What's good, Sage? What's good, Self?
What's good?
Don, what's good, my guy?
Ain't nothing, man. Same old, man. I just wanted to chime in real quick, man. I'm at the JOB right now, but you know, I appreciate y'all guys, man, for the authenticity, because a lot of cats out here really don't get the credit they deserve when they producing stuff, and a lot of these cats, like, I call it what it is. You got cats like Irv, you got some of these other big time producers out here that they tap a button and all of a sudden they the producer, the executive producer, and I don't think it's fair to a lot of these cats out here, man. I really don't, man. And even go for the ghostwriting. You got a lot of MCs that I just realized was my favorite MCs growing up, and I realized they wasn't even writing their own stuff.
Sage, let me let Buck Wild in.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, salute, Sage.
My nigga
Yes,
Sage.
sir.
Peace.
Yes, sir.
Let me get Buck in.
Yo,
Go ahead, finish, Don.
What up, Buck?
Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, and I think it's just, you know, the essence, I think when it comes back to hip hop is that's just part of the game. And I understand, you know, with Jermaine Dupri coming out saying what he's saying, like, do your facts first, bro, before you start opening your mouth. Like, do your facts.
Thank you.
Sage, let me let Buck Wild in, Sage.
Okay.
All right.
Don't allow, you know, the industry and the politics and the money get to your head, because that's what it is.
It's the internet shit, the social media.
Yeah. Like, that social media thing is like getting to you, because, like, honestly, I was sitting there, I think it was about a couple of months ago when Puffy and JD was going at it about doing the verses, and I'm sitting there like, how either one of y'all gonna do verses when y'all niggas ain't even do half the beats y'all said y'all did?
Right.
So how you gonna do a verse when you can't even, you ain't even produced half the shit that you did? Let's keep it 100.
Peace, blessings, brothers.
Peace, Buck.
Peace.
Wow.
Buck, what's good, boy?
Wow. DITC forever, nigga.
Legend.
Man, you know how we do, man. We out here just trying to make the track jump.
You
know?
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
That's all we can do. You know? How's it going, man?
Everything's fine. You know, I put this little thing together because of the little JD situation. You know, we New York niggas, we don't, you know, take that shit but so much. And I'm older now, so I ain't even trying to bash nobody. I just want to talk the facts about what I know and have brothers on here talk about they know, to try to educate brothers from not getting caught up in bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I hear you, man. I just know, even in my experiences, like, I know y'all just mentioned Puff, like, I've done a few records with him. The one thing I know is, like, Puff does business.
Yes.
And it's like he has people who play, and it's like he paid them, and he lets you know, like, these are
from the beginning
and producers signed to me. And you know, the one thing I say, like, some of these records that even with Puff has fed a lot of people, but it's like, looking at it, I don't think a lot of people done business and did the due diligence.
They didn't do their business correct.
There you go.
They don't do their business correct. And looking at it, like, there are some people out here who snatch credit, but then there are, like, those like Puff and Dre who just give you your credit for what you do.
Exactly.
They're going to tell you, like, yo, you know, some people will tell you, like, yo, I'm going to take production. But Puff actually does come in and orchestrate shit. Like, I've been in there with him, you know, producing 112 and a couple of other artists and seeing it. Right. Damn, he really is producing, where people be like, yo, Puff don't touch nothing. Shit, Quincy used to just vocal produce and tell people, like, yo, you play this, and you play this and you play this, and that's what production is. You know, just being able to make the idea. So some of these dudes I don't knock. Some of these dudes I be like, yo, I know you're not doing the beat because I've heard the beat before. Like I've heard people where it's like they bring the whole beat to the table, and all of a sudden it says produced by somebody else, and I be like, you got to handle your business right
Yeah,
quick.
it's the business. Look, and even with the Puff thing in defense of Puff, he did let you know, because Puff managed me for a little second. He would let you know from early.
Like, yo, Playboy, you know I'm putting my name on this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Put my
Yeah,
name on
yeah,
it.
He's
yeah.
not saying I'm
Right.
putting my name on it and your name is going to be obsolete. I'm
Right.
putting my name on this too. But another thing Puff would do also is, and I seen this because one of my records he did this, he will go, and if he loves the record, he will mix the record and make it sound the way that he wants it to his
Wants
life.
it to sound. Right.
And it's
Exactly.
like a lot of people don't even really realize that, but it's like that's a part of the production also to come with the creative idea. Even with Dre does the same thing.
Yeah. Yes, he
Some
does.
people you can't knock. I don't know. Even like I seen the thing with Jermaine. I've always thought Jermaine did his own shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like he's one dude I seen him and he used to go with Puff with that shit too. Like
Right.
yo, I'm doing my beats and I'm writing and I'm getting my songs written. And you know, Brian Michael Cox works with him, so it's like
Yeah.
he vouches like, yo, JD do his own shit.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, but I know even with your statement, there are people out here that will motherfucking tag their name on it, like the my name is Stick This.
Right.
Be like, yo, I know. And Jimmy know because Jimmy has had that many a times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I look
Yeah.
and Jimmy has the beat and it's like, and I look at the credits and the credits say something different. So I
Yeah.
be like, I see what that is. You know, and
Yeah.
it's
But I said something earlier about, because of the fact that let's say and I said this real early in the live. If I produce with a producer, if I produce with I'm gonna use my example. If I produce with Irv, right? And Irv is Murder Inc. And the public looks at it like, if it comes out on Murder Inc., Irv made it.
yeah, that's a
It's the
Yeah.
status. It's the status. And that's the subject what I'm talking about. Like, some niggas will tell you from the beginning, boom, 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 and like some niggas, and go back to the shit when I said about the DNY shit. They wasn't producers, but they paid producers and they gave producers their credits. They didn't put their name on the credits on none of their shit with none of their producers. They have producers. Some people outshine other people. Like even an example with Brian Michael Cox, who's a great producer. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
JD is a great producer too. I never, took nothing from that. All I was saying is people sometimes get outshined
By
because of the name
higher
or the station. Automatically.
but whoa, people think that Puff did the beat because it's like, you know, Bad Boy. But I just
Yeah.
yo, go
Right.
read the credits. And it's like because it's his label. Technically when he buy a beat, all right, I'm buying the beat is mine, the beat is for my artist. But he's
Right.
not giving you credit saying you didn't produce it. And
Right.
it's like what I look at. So I'll be like, yo, it's a lot of point. And sometimes it be the public who don't know who starts the propaganda and be like, nah, man, he said
Right.
he's like,
Right.
you know, but it's like you gotta read the fine print that niggas is leaving there.
You know.
But it's also
You know.
integrity too, Buck. It's also integrity.
Yeah.
Integrity is when you do an interview and you say, yo, all right, and they say, yo, that and I'm gonna just use me. That What's My Name record, man. You know that shit was huge. Boom, boom, boom. Niggas say, yeah, my nigga Self did it, and I touched on top of it. That's where the integrity come in. You know what
You
I'm
know
saying?
what's funny, so? Like me being from that time, I was a credit reader, so I knew what it was with that record.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the
Exactly.
first thing I do, and that we don't have this now because I'm pretty sure a lot of this goes on now. I get the CD and I start from track 1 and I take all the plastic off, open it up, and I take the insert out
And read.
and I'm reading. I'm educating
Yeah.
myself on do what. So when I speak to a brother, I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, did this. So even if I see other names with it, right? I know who did what. So that, like, if I see a person like Jimmy can play, so if I look at Jimmy's, if I don't see somebody who else can play, I'm like,
you know, it was Jimmy.
whole thing
Right.
fucked up, you know? And it don't take for nobody, but then I'm like, okay, well, maybe, like, I used to see D-Dot, and, you know, it's funny because I'm going to say this, like, Derek Angeletti vocal produced a lot of records that came from Bad Boy, but never put his name on nothing.
Sure did. Sure
Nothing.
did.
Like, look at it. It's
Right.
a lot of people, because they will vocal produce the record, they will be like, nah, I need producer credit. Yo, I
Mm-hmm.
beat, and it's like, that's my beat. And it's like, who you fooling? Like,
Right.
especially if you had a beat on your beat tape and we went to, say, Fat Joe session and you played that same beat and he didn't pick it, and then you went to somebody else and they picked it, and then I see the record come out and it's like, and it says somebody else's name with yours, I'm like,
Yeah.
how to
Yeah.
fish.
Something ain't right.
Like, I remember this beat, and it's like, you know, my homie was going to pick it. And everybody knows how that go. And sometimes people do ask you, like, yo, can I put my name on your record? You might be like, nah, you know what? Fuck that. Why should I let you eat off of what I do?
Right.
You know what
It's
I'm
true.
saying?
It's true.
I believe in it. Like, I use players and stuff, and it's like, what I do is, I don't just be like, yo, you just wrote, you know, wrote music on the song. I'll be like, we're going to split the production credit down the middle. We're going to split the publishing down the middle. We're going to split everything, points down the middle. We split everything.
That nigga Bink. What up, Bink? Sorry, but
Hell yeah.
What up, Bink? How you? Because I believe when you do those things, it's like everybody's looking to come in and get their due diligence, because the credit and seeing your name is black and white is just important as the check that you're getting. Because we all been at that starting gate coming in as a producer.
Hell yeah.
Want to see your name in black and white or whatever it is, black
yes.
and whatever color. So I always believe, like, yo, when you give people their due diligence, you'll work a lot. And when you need those people, they'll always remember and be like, yo, you know what? I always got my credit. I didn't have to worry about it. He fought for my publishing. He fought
Right.
for my
Mm-hmm.
point. He fought for me
Right.
to check. And I believe, like, yo, this is what we do, because it's like when we come from that, we know what that fight is like, to be like, yo, you know what? Let me make sure this person gets paid.
Yeah.
And I get the line
Totally.
of it, but even if they're getting, like, you know, how they got to fill it out for the union, whatever it is they get from the union and whatever it is they get from the label is a fee. You
Right.
make sure they get everything they can, because they can pay their bills, the little publishing they get, and if they getting 25% like you are, because they
Mm-hmm.
you ain't got to use the sample no more. These
True.
things are very important to people, and I believe a lot of times this comes back to us because you're doing due diligence, which is doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do the right thing, it's like it resonates everywhere, and I believe, like, yo, that karma comes back for us.
Right.
And that's why we able to work now. That's why we blessed with certain things. And it's like when you look for decades, and it's like you look transcending through generations. Am I right or wrong, Bink? When you
Bink.
have this and you going
Listen,
through generations,
you know the
people,
definition of integrity is doing the right thing even when no one's looking.
yeah,
Right. Right.
everything.
Right.
And like I say, for who you are, it's people who look at it. I know people who had a high, and I call it a high school run, where it's like you got 4 years and you out, whether if you
Yeah.
get or not. But
Mm-hmm.
when you go through generations, and it's like I say this, look at the Black album. That was what, 2000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
20
Yeah.
years now.
It's
20.
crazy.
That's 5 high school terms.
That's crazy.
Right.
So when you look at it, it don't seem like it, but it shows who you are when it's like, yo, you know what? If I've been in this industry this long and this is what I'm doing, this shows me as a person in the business that I do. Because if I was doing bad business, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
So I think a lot of us are blessed for what we do. We might not have the huge companies, like a lot of people went and, you know, did deals for, you know, 500 million or whatever, and, you know, even how Jay made $1 million and they sold Rockefeller. But the fact that we can always got the keys to open those doors back up and walk in, and if we got a good idea, we can push it forward. That shows the integrity of who we are.
Right. But you know, today's times make it where everything could be known now. We couldn't do this back in the days.
Nah.
We couldn't do this back in the day. But I'm gonna let Bink talk. Bink, go ahead, talk your talk, Bink.
No, it's all good. You know, I'm just wanted to say what's up, 'cause you know this is a great room right here. Like Self, Buck, you know, me and Buck been cool for a long time, and
Yeah.
familiar with the bottom, but if he in the room, I know he got to be just as good because real recognize real. But I mean, people don't understand the credit outweighs the money sometimes.
Yes.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
concur.
So I would rather you say I did that than to give me a check sometimes.
And give me a check.
That credit goes a long way. You know,
Right.
That's true.
and that's what
I
it
could
was
make
when
money
I
off of the
got my
credit
first
alone.
record. Yeah.
Like what's happening with me now is because I got so many hits. Now I'm able to build my school. People could go back and look and see the thing, and I could build my academy. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Like the little bit of money, even the money we was getting for upfront beats back in the days, we was getting the upfront money, then we got our little points on the back or whatever. That shit was cool, but it mean more to me now.
Yeah.
Now, today, that I could go
Listen,
back, people could Google me and see all my records and say this.
that part.
Because now I can make other opportunities. I can actually help and give back now. It's not about, you know what I'm saying, trying to do all this extra stuff. I just want to be able to help and give back. And now that we're able to do it, this is going to be our form. We're going to keep this rocking from now on. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I
Facts.
think the worst thing for a producer is to be a ghost producer because you can't do nothing with that when it's all said and done. It's you just a herb. It's like, did you do that
Right.
record? Like ain't nothing worse than being in a room with somebody be like, yo, I actually did that Drake record. That was my beat. You be like, right, who are you? You know what I'm saying? So it's like to get caught in that space.
They say he as
That's
good
the
as your
worst
life.
space to be in.
And you know, the one thing I say too, man, we come from a time of hustling, and it's like we go out and we find our work like hunting. And it's like I look at Bink and see how Bink moving, and it's like how he's getting on everything, and I'm like, yo, that's dope because he's still doing it his way, on his terms. And I know Bink. Bink is a dude to be like, yo, you know, if he don't like what you said on the beat, he's like, nah, we not this Playboy. I don't like rhymes. I think you could come with something better. Like
Right.
the
Right.
the epitome of what being a producer is, I think I'm not gonna say it's missing, but it's like we made it hard on artists and we made it hard on other producers because we all were cool, but we all were competitive.
Right.
So when we
Right.
hit
Right.
somebody, like, oh,
Right.
crazy.
Right.
It was a friendly competition. A friendly competition amongst, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, listen, when I first moved to New York with Lost Boys, I never forget this session. It was at Unique, and Clark Kent and Pete Rock came through, and they was pressing play. And then when they finished pressing play, they looked at me like, "What's up?" I was like, "You know what? I don't think I got my tape on me, bro." Like I was like, "I'm not playing nothing today." Like this was like that type of pressure. You need that type of pressure to get better.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
So just being around that greatness was like, whoa. So that made me step my game up a lot.
Hell yeah. I
So
told you.
yo,
I think Self, you was definitely one of the people who, well, being from Queens, you was definitely one of the ones that I always looked at and was following behind. You know what I mean? As you came up, you, Rockwaller, niggas like
yeah.
Bink, Buck Wow. These the credits that I was reading on all the albums. Album
I
after
ain't
album
gonna lie
after
to me. I
album.
think Rockwalla was a monster.
Rockweiler was a monster, B. Look, when he seen the JD shit, the nigga hit me on the phone on the Instagram and said, "Yo, God, we gotta pick this shit up." Like he's supposed to be in on this too. He was supposed to. I'm waiting to see if he can jump in. He probably in this watching or some shit. But that nigga, and we all know in the '90s, we all had a silent competition amongst each other. You know what I'm saying?
Had to.
I
Had
won't
to.
But it made all of us
but
monsters.
that inspiration,
Monsters.
what it was, because looking at it, like you bought the albums, and it's like if you seen Bink or you seen Self, you know, Jimmy, Rockwalla, you go into those because you like, I need to hear what this is, and then you like, man, you know, well, wait till my next beat tape. It's like I'm competitive to this. All the albums got better because it was like, yo, you know what? If you heard, you be like, oh man, I need a hit bigger than this. Or
Hell yeah.
better, you like,
Like
oh, crazy.
when Rockweiler did the what's that shit with Method Man and Red Man? That
Oh
The
shit,
Rock Wild.
Lord.
The Rock,
The
Jesus
Rock Wild.
Christ.
The Rock Wild.
Woo, Lord.
I mean, but you gotta understand. That's why I tell people all the time. It's a bigger flex when you can say you had your own thing. Rockwaller sounded like nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah.
What he and the crazy shit was people don't understand is Rottweiler made keyboards sound like samples.
Yes.
He did. Yes, he
The
did.
way he did it was just like, what the fuck is he doing? So it's like,
Sure
I love
did.
people like that. That's the type of people I praise. I tilt my hat to because it's easy to come in the game and sound like what's going on. That's easy. That's the safe route.
Well, say this, and this is what I say. Even though we sample, but we all had a style of sampling. We talk all the time about that. If I had
absolutely
like Jim,
baking them drums,
I'd be like, yo, you know what? I got this sample. If I do this, it's gonna sound like you, so I don't want it. Can you?
You definitely did that one time.
And I'm gonna be honest. Coming up, we all came from the street. It ain't saying we was killers, whatever. But we had street codes, and the one thing that we had is integrity.
Exactly.
Integrity take us to where we need to be, and it's like, and we know it's enough money in the industry for everybody to eat, and it's like, I'd rather be like, yo, you know what? I don't need to tell somebody like, yo, you know what? Well, I gave this one the sample. And there's a lot of people I gave, but I never did like the spoiling of the ending, and I just be like, you know what? If I could do it again.
Totally agree.
The buck went out. The sound went out.
Buck went out.
Hello?
He's still here though. We can't hear him. There you go.
All right. Like I said,
hey, yo, but
I had 10 that sounds like something Bink would do. Like, because I know what the records that I like that he did, I would be like, yo, if I did this, I'd be looking like a copycat. So let me send this to my homie and let him rock out. And it's like, it don't even matter because to me, like, I have a room full of records and I had a storage full of records, so I don't need it. If I could give it to him and he can make money, or Jimmy, or even Self, like, yo, whoever it is, it's like I would rather pass these things along because, and I'm not going to lie, the money in that time in the 90s and 2000s was like, it was like a candy store.
Sure was.
Yeah.
What?
You know, and it's like, it was
It was like, but
like,
the crazy shit was, if you was in the studio, everybody had their front half. There wasn't nothing to talk about.
Right.
The money was in the bank.
Right. Hey,
That's
but
what
look, I'm about to wind this down, man, because I know we've been on here for a minute. Everybody, like I said, everybody just say what they doing now, so people could find us or know what I know all of us as older gentlemen now are doing different things that we can help people with. So everybody just, talk about what they're going with now. So everybody in here. And look, the crazy shit, we kept 100 and some people in here for an hour.
That's crazy.
We good.
That's crazy.
That means we on to something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we on to
something.
something.
I can't tell in. I came with my 2 cents at the end.
Look, we going after this live though. I'm gonna reach out to every one of y'all and then let's just all talk and put some shit together. But just say what y'all got to say, man. What y'all doing now and how to contact you.
Well, gents, I just want to say, man, it's a pleasure, man, to have you guys here in the room. You guys and fans of all of your sound, as men, as people, as artists, as creatives. It's like y'all been the soundtrack to a lot of my life. You know what I mean? So it's an honor and pleasure to be here. All the young producers coming up, artists. This is what it's all about. Community, coming together, sharing knowledge, sharing experience. These experiences that you will never hear anywhere else. So this is something that I encourage all young people. Get behind these dope producers, soak it up like a sponge, stay humble, stay working, and know you're black and white on that paper. So salute to all y'all, man. Appreciate all you guys, man.
Well, I'm gonna just leave some advice. Don't be scared to go against the grain. Dare to be different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And don't stop gauging your growth according to if you sound like what's going on.
Yes.
That's not smart to do. And once you put yourself in that box, you can't grow because you automatically you're trying to fit in, and it shouldn't be about. If it was about fitting in, there would never be a Timberland, there would never be a Bone Thug, there would never be a Rottweiler. You know what I'm saying?
Or Bink,
what I did will never happen. It's not about that. If it sounds good to you, that's all that matters. You should just go from there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And to somebody in the audience, I will never do a versus with somebody that sound like me. So Jake one is out.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
I just say always bring something new to the table and expand. That's what hip hop is about. Like, don't look and try to copy what somebody else did. It's like what made hip hop great is because we all were different individuals and we all thought different and we were all fans of each other. And even though, like my man, the Humble Monster, like when we looked, we was like, it was such a delight to be in the studio with each other and know what each other did, and it's like and be fans of each other, because I believe you have to be a fan of the music first before you can do anything.
Right.
And if
You're right,
you
bro.
do look at people, and when you say you're inspired, don't be inspired and copy somebody. Be something, be original, and make sure you push the bar to another level. When you push the bar, that's what's going to get you the work that you want to get. That's going to get placement. That's going to get people talking about you. That's what's going to get the artists wanting to work with you. You know, the A&Rs wanting to holler at you. That's going to get you everything. Just keep pushing forward. Don't be one. Don't do. If someone does something and it sound like you, switch left and go right. And that's the best situation you can have.
All right, so I'm gonna bring back in cause I'm gonna just talk about the Dogman thing and stuff with my man Tone. But thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Buck.
Yo,
You know?
yourself, man. I appreciate you, bro. I'll get up with you another time.
Salute, my guys.
Peace to the gods.
All
right.
Peace.
Peace. Tone.
What up? What up?
I ain't mean to have you out that long, but you know.
Man, you can't be serious. Listen, when you got these type of players and the world get to see who's the real ace of spades in the deck of the cards, I don't care how long it takes for me to get back, bro. For real, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, for years, you know, people have been shuffling these decks and playing these cards. Everybody win but the real winner.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
But
like I said, when I sought out to do the Last Growl soundtrack, when I chose you because I know you make these beats for real. I know you don't miss. This ain't a cap situation. You know, I don't need 80 people, 100 people to say what it is. Like, the Last Growl is a project where we want time to do this joint.
Right.
Gotta be crazy. So when you sought out and you bought Raising Cane, you know what I'm saying? Dame came in, PK came in, Eric B came in, Born Genius came in. You know, now we got the cats from London in here. You know what I'm saying? This is a process where, you know, it's a win-win. You know, first thing I want to shout out is my team, Black Eye Entertainment. You know, Urban Art House Films, Rome. You know what I'm saying? I gotta send a super shout out to my day fives, because without my day fives, it wouldn't be what I got going now.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
You see how crazy how we can go from Harlem to Africa, from Africa to London. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. We didn't have these advantages in the 1900s. But in the 21st century, when you got a solid ass team and you got people that's open-minded and nobody really cares about your shine, come on, man. How can you lose?
You know, a lot of that shit is just dealing with ego too. Like some niggas' egos is just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
With egos, day fives. That's where I'm at with it right now. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. So egos, I'm allergic to all that. So
yeah,
like, with it.
You know, at the end of the day too, and just to close out, with the Dogman soundtrack, everybody want to know we still working on the soundtrack and the score. It's not finished. We looking at next year sometime, but we still taking songs and submittals and everything else. And then with New Era Entertainment, that's my label. It's a NFT label, so it's no more, as you know, Web 2. You know, this whole new thing is blockchain and Web 3. We tying in NFTs with making drops where you deal directly with your fans directly and sell to your fans. So it's no more going through DistroKid or Apple Music and all them, and you got to cut them a piece and they short money. We going straight to your fan base We drop to your fan base. You get to make money off of your fan base. And just to say this quick, if nobody understand it, if you got 1,000 followers as your fan base, 1,000 followers, right? And each one of them gave you $10 because they fuck with you for your music.
Oh my God.
That's more money than you made on a regular basis through an NFT. You ain't got to pay.
Yeah.
You ain't got to pay this person. That should go directly to you instantly, and there's no more wait out. Like, so if anybody want to get involved with this NFT movement, we're educating people, we're teaching people. Anybody want to get involved with Dogmen, with the soundtrack and the score and the movie and everything with it? You know what I'm saying? Me and Tone is still here. We still working on the situation. I just had to address the whole JD shit, and this what came out of it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, the good thing about it is, it's a lot of producers that's still alive, that still use their fingers.
And it's nice on their own.
And
seen them.
They don't miss, and they're hungry, and they will love to work with some of these new cats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why when we get done with this, we're going to reach back to them cats, make them submit 5, and all we need is 2. Bang.
Yeah. Like this whole new era of the way music is going and film is going is really direct to consumer. There's no more middleman.
No. And like you said,
when you think about it, you make it, and you're protected through smart contracts.
But
you make publishing off of it.
My paperwork is 1 sheet, self. I don't play all that shit.
Yeah, all that extra shit is just different.
I don't do all that.
At the fuck with us, you know, and again to touch them little bullet points. I'm not afraid of no one. No one's kicking my ass. No one's beating my ass. And if I was afraid to say names, I would have not said them. Period. But thank y'all all for joining us. I appreciate y'all. Next Sunday, we're going back live at Self Sunday service every Sunday. I want everybody to come and fuck with us. Man, remember, New Era Entertainment, Dogman. But thanks to my man Buck, thanks to DL, thanks to DJ Sage, Jimmy Kendricks, Bink, and Rockweiler, and a bunch of other dudes that I know was gonna come through. Man, thank y'all, man, for spreading the love. Like, a nigga can't try to assassinate my character when you don't know my character. You know what I mean? So let's just keep this shit funky. Thank y'all, man. I'm out of here. Tone, holla at you.
Got you, bro.
Peace.